Hey y'all, this is Michael Wall. This is Wednesday with Wallpaper. Glad y'all could join me this morning. And hey, we're gonna go into Acts chapter 17. Now, Acts chapter 17, this is where Paul was in Athens, and he was waiting on other people to come in. And while he was waiting, he was amongst a whole bunch of people and realized how religious the people were of the time, but they weren't very godly. They weren't people that were seeking God. They were just seeking religion. And kind of sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? And so I want to read this to y'all real quick. This is 17 and then verse 22. So Acts 17, verse 22. And I'm going to read just a little bit for you. Paul then stood up in the meeting of the Areopagus and said, "People of Athens, I see that in every way you are very religious. For I walk around and I look carefully at your objects of worship." Man, we can look around and see a lot of objects of worship in our today world. But he looked around and said, "I see all these things of worship. I even found an altar with this inscription, 'To an unknown God.'" So basically it's saying, hey, we're going to worship all these gods, and if we don't get it right, we're going to put one that says unknown God on it, just in case. "So you are ignorant of everything you worship." Come on, let me read that one more time. "So you are ignorant of everything, of the very things you worship. And this is what I'm going to proclaim to you. The God who made the world and everything in it is the Lord of heaven and of earth, and does not live in a temple built in human hands, and is not served by human hands, and if needed anything. Rather, he himself gives everyone life and breath and everything else." He's like, look, you have this tomb for the unknown God. Well, I'm going to tell you who your unknown God is, and it's Jesus. It is who he is and who he became on earth. And it's a scary thing. There's a lot of things in this world right now that are being derived, moved around. People end up making them more of an idol or even a religious thing. And that's not good enough. It has to be about Jesus, has to be about God the Father and Jesus the Son, and then of course the Holy Spirit. And so leading us and guiding us on a daily basis. And my thing for you today is that in this world, there's many things that will lead us astray, and we don't even realize it. Like, we don't want to be religious people. We want to be godly people. We want to live like God. And Paul was saying that as he looked around, he saw all this religion and all these things that people are worshiping. And he's like, you are so lost. Like, this is not about religion. It is about Jesus. In our lives individually, it is not about religion. It is about Jesus. Be careful. Be careful. This is just Michael Wall saying this to y'all. Be careful not to give in to the religions of this world, to the idols of this world that will grab you and bring you in. And here's the scary thing. There are so many things out there that will mask themselves as good, but inside are bad. And you look at some of these movies that are out that mask themselves as good, but when you look in, they have an agenda. Look at many things that are going on in this world that mask themselves as good, but then they have an agenda that goes totally across against the Bible and against Christ. So I just want to push and encourage you today that don't give into religion of this world. Don't give into idols of this world. Don't give into things that are going to pull you away from Christ. Stand firm. Understand that all the way back thousands of years ago, that Paul stood up and basically said, you're seeking for this answer. This world is seeking for this answer. He's like, I got the answer for you. It is Jesus, and he is human, and he lived on this earth, but yet he was perfectly God. He died on the cross for us. And because of him, he gives you life. So I got the unknown God for you. It's Jesus Christ. We have to give that same message to people of this world. We have to give the same message, because the same God and the same Jesus that saved people 2,000 years ago is the same Jesus that's saving you and me today. Don't give in to this world. Don't give in to this ideology that it's okay and just do good and it's all going to be all right. No, we need Jesus in our life. The only perfection in this life is Christ. Remember that. Remember that we have to stay in the Word, pray, and seek Him. Hey, love y'all so much. Thank y'all for hanging out with Wednesday with Wallpaper today, and I'll see you next week. Remember, Acts 17, read this, ingest it. Hey, make this a part of your life. Love y'all.